Hello, hello, hello. Welcome to Dadurday Night Live. It's December of 2020. 12 more days to go, guys. 12 more days for this year to finally end. I am sick and tired of this year, guys. It has been horrible. Everything went wrong, right? Everything went wrong this year. But as they say, everything has a silver lining. And I've been looking at my friends' posts on Facebook and Instagram. Everyone had a really bad year, really shitty year. But December is when everything started to change. They started to post positive things that something good happened with them. I was still waiting for my opportunity. And then I get an email. I get an email to say that I'll be hosting Night Live because I just read keywords in emails. I was so excited. I was like, yes, finally, something good about 2020, guys, right? But then I read it carefully, and it was from Dadurday Night Live. You guys can turn on your audio, by the way. I'd love some feedback. Even if you guys want to laugh at me or just cry with me. I am hosting Dadurday Night Live, guys. My dream come true. Yay. They didn't pay me for this, guys. They did not pay me for this. But no worries. The second stimulus check is on the way, so I'm good. I'm fine with that. I am fine with that. But it's been a hell of a year, right? It's been so weird, and being in quarantine, this pandemic, we learned a lot of things. A lot of issues came up. We actually acknowledged a lot of issues, like from healthcare to gun violence to racial injustice. Yeah, that was a big one. Racial injustice. A lot of people said America is racist, right? America is racist. How many times have you heard that this year? I didn't believe it. I didn't really buy it. I never thought America is racist. I have always been like, no, it's not until COVID hit this year. And all those posts on Instagram and Facebook, that didn't convince me that America is racist. But as soon as COVID hit, as soon as the quarantine hit, as soon as things started opening back up, and the thing that was out on the markets, everyone had this, that's the mask. That's when I knew America is racist. Why? Because this mask has these two things that you wear over an ear, and it's not meant for a turban dude. America's fucking racist, guys. It's not meant for me. Fuck this. I don't care. I'm gonna be an anti-masker. I don't care. Yes, you can even make masks for people like me, man. Come on, America. Come on. Oh, let's be serious for a while. Racism is bad. It's always bad, right? Mm-hmm. Especially when you come across a mask that doesn't fit you. But I feel it's very contextual. Racism is bad, of course, but the only time it's good, it's for a joke. That's the time I love racism. I'll give you an example. See, this is what happened. 2 years back, me and my wife, we moved to a new place, right? And my wife was like, go get some lamps for the apartment. So I go to Target. White people in the audience. I go to Target, all right? And I didn't know where things were. And this Target lady, she came up to me and she was like, hey, do you need help in finding something? I'm like, yeah. Can you help me find the lamp? And she looks at me and goes, sir, do you want a regular or magic? Haha. And I was like, bitch, of course I want a regular. I got plenty of magic ones at home. No, but okay, all jokes aside, I did have an actual experience with racism, and it took me off guard. This was a couple of years back when I just started doing comedy, right? And this was in Houston, Texas. I was doing a set, and in the middle of my set, just randomly, this dude in the back, he just gets up and just yells out, "Hey, terrorists!" And it was silent, just like how it got here. It was absolutely silent. I didn't know what to do. I was just taken aback. I just looked at him. I was like, "Complete the sentence." I don't know. Okay. I didn't say that. That was a joke. But I was really shocked. I just looked at him and I was like, "Dude, first of all, whatever you said right now is absolutely ridiculous. And secondly, if I'm being completely honest, I have thought about being one. But I got a problem with being a terrorist. Hear me out, guys. I got a problem with being a terrorist. And here's my problem. I'm pretty sure in my career, as a terrorist, I'll be asked to do a suicide bombing mission. I'm not comfortable with that. Not because I'll blow up, all right? I'm perfectly fine blowing up. But the comedian in me is such a narcissist. It wants some feedback, Like, did I do good? How did I look on TV in the news, man? So, I thought to myself, if I ever take up the terrorist gig, in case comedy doesn't work for me, you guys better laugh because you know my plan B. But I thought to myself, if I ever take up the terrorist gig, I'm going to make sure my suicide vest is filled with comment cards. That's right. So that when I blow up, each one of you gets a comment card. Like, was the bombing up to your expectations, man? Would you recommend this bombing to a friend of yours, sir? How would you rate this bombing experience? Rate it on a scale of 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 7, 8, 9, 11. I don't know.
Oh man,
that's where I my audience, guys. I'm glad I'm doing this through Zoom, though. All I got to do is just block some email addresses. That's all. No, but so you probably would have figured by now that I wasn't born in this country. I wasn't born in America. I wasn't born in San Antonio, where I'm Zooming from. I was born in India, and I moved from India to America like 10 years back, almost 11. And I'll be honest, when I first moved here, it was a different time. It was very hard for me. It was a different culture. It was a different kind of people, a different kind of language. I really struggled hard with English, and especially the singular and plural forms. I just couldn't get it. But a good friend of mine, he helped me out, and he gave me this trick. He told me, just put the letter S after any word, and you'll get the plural form. Like for example, one finger, many fingers, right? One cup, many cups. Like, that is amazing and so simple, right? So a couple of months later, I was in Port A, because that's the best Texas has to offer, right? So I'm just chilling on the beach, having a beer. I had my cooler with me, and out of nowhere, this cop showed up, and he asked me, "What do you got in your cooler?" So I was like, "All right, time for my English test. That's fine. One beer, many beers, officer." He's like, "What else you got in there?" I was like, "One lemonade, many lemonades, officer." He's like, "What else you got in there?" And I got something else in there. So I looked. The only other thing I had in my cooler was ice. I hear a lot of people laughing. I think some people didn't quite get it. So let's kind of help them out, all right? What ice? Many
ISIS!
Welcome to the club, guys. $5 for a lifetime membership. I gotta block a lot of email addresses tonight. I do. But I've always thought that my comedy is kind of silly. Don't you guys feel that? My comedy is very silly. I want to be a smart comedian. I want to be like a very intelligent comedian. So I thought to myself, for my comedy to be smart, I have to be smart, right? And I asked a friend of mine, and he's like, "Hey, why don't you read some books?" I was like, "That's a great idea." I got a book. I started with reading this book right here. It's called Open. It's an autobiography of Andre Agassi, the tennis player. So one day I opened the book, I start reading paragraph 1 and 2, spoiler alert. It just describes how Andre Agassi has a tough time getting out of bed because his back hurts from playing tennis all of these years, right? So far it is great. Paragraph number 3, he says, laying next to me in bed is my wife, Stephanie Graf. So I take a moment and I Google Stephanie Graf. And I find out she's German. So naturally I Google German women. And naturally after that, I Google German women naked. And then I get busy for like 6 minutes. And I got tired, and so I slept, But next day I was like, you know what? No. I gotta read this book. Paragraph number 4 here. Andre Agassi mentions his mom, Elizabeth Agassi. So I take a break. I Google Elizabeth Agassi. Turns out she's Iranian. So naturally I Google Iranian women. And then I Google Iranian women naked. Get busy for 6 minutes, get tired and sleep. Guys, I'm never gonna be smart. My comedy is smart. That's the whole point of this joke. The problem is I can finish, just not a book. All right, with this, let's get ready for our musical guest, Darcy Monet.